and 2 of the players are going to go ahead and fall back. But JW has picked off 1 finally, but the bomb carrier has already made his way into the bomb site and has got the bomb planted inside of A. So we're going to see a quick little retake happen here, but Existence is going to be on the flank right now, but Flusha did hear that one. And so they're still going back and forth. Nice shot by Pronax. That battle continues inside of mid. And so now they're going to continue to wrap around down to this 2-on-2. They're going straight for, or at least Crims could go for the defuse, but now his teammate's been taken out. Down to this 1-on-1. He does have a kit to work with here, and he has the angle, and so he peeks out there, but Yorick will finish things off, and so Titan will pick up the pistol round. And you can see right there, Crims just kind of eating himself up right there.
Yeah, and really good play. Almost a very successful retake by Fnatic to have given up that bomb site, but great game sense by the Titan players, understanding that when the players in A are pushing down mid, the spot on the map that's going to be open is those halls. And that's one way to counter that kind of a push, is just to get out halls so quick. At most, you're only going to have one person defending it, and they get out and they get a free bomb plant.
So now we'll take a look here. We're on board with Olafmeister, who's holding down the A bomb site by himself. He's more so just kind of watching to get this this cross here. They have all 4 players, though, that are set up here inside of the site. You can see the boost that's set up there. And they're going to go ahead and start to rotate because Olafmeister, he had made a call-out over there.
Yeah, and you see that entire defense just shifting, and they're just going to come and stack this site and kind of gamble it. And
Olafmeister's in a good position, though, right now, as they're heading here through the hallway. So this is right there. You can see that going to start to set up. Flashbang over the top. And he's just tapping away too quickly there. He does have his teammate to work with. That's going to be Flush inside of the pit area. He takes down the bomb carrier, trying to stay alive for a little bit longer, and he runs out of ammo in that 1 mag. And so they've got there. They're still kind of working out on this 3-on-3. Got 2 players inside of the site, and Pronax is going to be on the flank here. Apex taking down 1. Grim's still inside of the site, but Pronax making way too much noise. 30 seconds here in the round. And then Apex is going to come in with that jumping P250 headshot. And so now 2-0 now as Titan leads this one.
Yeah, great read by Fnatic, and that was such a dangerous situation for Titan, and they managed to pull it out there in the end. But normally we're seeing them so much more passive and you know, spread out across the map and kind of like probing before they commit. And that round they decided to commit right into a stack. So like you said, Olaf probably heard something and made the call, and so much faith in his teammates to kind of trust that and rotate from a B stack.
One of the things, I mean, as long as you have to have faith in your teammates, especially at this type of level. You have to have faith in them to win gunfights. You have to have faith in them to make the right calls, and just all of that kind of builds off of that. The foundation of any type of aspect of a team. Once you start to not to trust your teammates, that's where things start to fall apart, especially when you get deeper into the tournaments. You see JW, who's hop up on top. Take a look here from a different perspective.
And look at that boost Fnatic had. Did you see that boost in B? Hey, Olaf, once again, they seem to find boost and just put Olaf on top.
Yeah, so now we'll take a look at that later on, as now they're going to be working there towards the B bomb site. As Apex picks off Flusha there. And now it's going to be left up to Olafmeister. Olafmeister, he has been spotted. And he'll be taken down by Apex. Can you show me a little location of where that boost was at, just so I can
it was at this fountain. They're standing behind this fountain, just boosted up, so just the top of his head was actually showing up through the middle of the B fountain.
So you're saying that they were actually kind of right?
Yeah, one player was in the water.
One player's in the water.
Olaf on top of his head, just looking over the top of that. All you could see was the top of his head. It was such a cool boost, and I mean, it didn't work out, but it was very effective. Could have easily got him 1 or 2 kills. Existence didn't know where he was getting shot from.
So now you've got Crims, who's had kind of pushed up here a little bit. They're going to go ahead and fire off, and that poor chicken didn't have a chance. As he's become roasted, as we still have Crims right here. He hasn't been contested at this point. Another smoke at that same choke point. But really, the action is over here in this area. This is something that we saw from AZK and Nitro from yesterday, was this type of positioning.
Right.
Where they can kind of work together in that area. But now, and then later on in the round, right at that minute mark, that 60-second mark, they start to get back into their own position.
Right, you don't see a lot of hall rushes, so it's okay to kind of leave that vulnerable for the first 30, 45 seconds. But You're right. Then he moves back and gets in position as JW picks up one in middle.
So now they're going to go ahead and push out there. JW picks up another one, but he will fall to York. And Kenny S peeks out, is able to drop Pronax. So now you've got York and Existence left alive here. And they're both working there towards that same area. Krim's just around the corner. And he picks up the first headshot. He will get dropped by Existence. 18 seconds left, not a lot of time to work with. He's going to kind of have to force his hand to make a move here. Olofmeister on the rotate, and Flusha picks up the headshot over the top. And he has himself an AWP for his teammate. We'll look to see him drop that for JW now.
Yeah, and this is a map that Fnatic has always had a very good read on their CT side, and Krims is so effective on this map, and you know they do a lot of pressure into the halls. You know, they're going to see them get aggressive in those halls at some point, and they always have like a good sense of when that attack is going to be coming. And you know, like I was saying earlier, they always manage to have multiple people at the point of defense. It's really hard to find a Fnatic player isolated on their defensive sides.
And JW just peeks out there. That's one of those areas that you become very cautious in, and he just walks in like he's strolling down the park. Now Maniac works his way up there into the on top of the balcony. Same spot that we saw before. Krims has a smoke for himself once this one starts to disappear here. Now we've got the smoke coming out there. It's going to slow them down a little bit longer now.
Right, and Titan was actually gearing up for a B hit, but rather than wait behind that smoke, because that's when it starts to get really obvious, when there's nothing on the map, so you can tell they're just kind of hiding behind that smoke, waiting for it to disappear. They actually rotate back to A for an A execute.
So we'll switch back over here to this perspective, taking a look on both sides. You're going to smoke over there towards that area. JW missing that shot. He was half blind. Now you've got the flashbangs coming over there. Now it's still trying to delay here as they're trying to cross in there. That is Pronax and JW. Everyone's completely blind. And Pronax now, he spotted one there inside of Graveyard. Bomb's going to get planted inside of the site, not in that default position. And Olofmeister going to town. He's picked up two. Kenny S, last man standing, trying to stay alive as long as he can now. And he'll get taken down by Pronax. And the round will go to Fnatic. 3-2 now. As Titan, they started off the game pretty well, picking up the pistol round in the rounds to follow. But ever since the gun round kicked into gear, it's been Fnatic picking up those next two.
And you saw a lot of those Titan dead bodies over by Mini. Like, they got into the site, and Pronax just staying alive in that pit. I guess that position that he had kind of forced those Titan players to try and push away from him, to not even have to deal with that guy in the pit and try and kill the teammates. But those Fnatic players were just playing so cautious and had all the angles on that choke point there by Moto Pit and just mowed those Titan players down.
We'll switch over here to Krims. They have smoked off the same region, same situation. We'll back over now to JW, who's inside of mid, who got that pick on the Maniac. Same fire, same everything, trying to clear out that sandbags. Flashbang comes over the top. He picks up one. He has his teammate now to rely on. That's going to be Olofmeister. Olofmeister tossing out a smoke. Still going to peek out there. Those two players still left alive. He does headshot one on the cross there. And that's going to go ahead and clear out that one, and now it's all tied up at 3.
Yeah, what a play by Olof to pull out that silenced pistol and get that kill.
So now we'll see that same op again here. Stay on board with him. Got a P250. I believe he dropped another P250 for a teammate. I believe he dropped it for Kenny S. So now they're full P250 set there. And they'll be heading over there towards alt mid right now. We'll stay on board with JW, see if he can get any type of pick to start this round off. He's going to go ahead and smoke off, and now he's going to take over control inside of the apartments. And he misses that first one, going to back up.
And yeah, they really have the control of these halls. They got him so fast and pushed Fnatic JW at the end of those halls. They pushed him out of it. So they've gotten a decent amount of map control in this eco round, and now it's all about where they want to go from there.
Right, so they still have the bomb carry Existence. He has not pushed out anywhere. He stayed here the entire time.
And
he has the nades as well to go with this round.
It looks like they're heading back to B. He has a smoke and 2 flashes. And that tells me they just want to smoke off spawn and flash over twice and get into that bomb site as they start heading over that way. They're going to have to worry about Crims actually in this spot, just spotting down and everything. And he's going to spot one and make a call and smoke it off.
30 seconds left here in the round. So whatever they decide to do now is going to be pivotal here. Switching back over here now to Flusha. Over there towards the CT arches. He's got 3 players here. So they're going to go ahead and push up. Now you can see the flashbang still slowing them down. 15 seconds left here in the round. They need to execute. They need to make something happen. And they're going to go ahead and push around. They've wrapped now. Bomb carrier is going to get taken out. 7 seconds left here in the round. And now he's going to work his way into the backside of the site. He's just trying to get this bomb planted, and he has enough to be able to... Oh, he does not even have enough time to get the bomb planted. And he will get taken out there by Flusha at the end. And so does he have any money
he got
from
stuck
that?
on 3,300. It's a really smart play by Fnatic.
So they end up killing him right at the very end. He was just trying to get that bomb planted to help out his team, and in the end, it kind of works against him as he is not able to buy for this round, but trying to keep that economical flow here. You can see that they're going to go ahead and decide to buy here moving into this round. Kenny S going to challenge inside of mid. JW right there, watching those spam spots. He misses the op shot. Maniac is going to go ahead and I believe he's pushed up there into the balcony. Crims had fallen, though.
Yeah, and that's a really big pick because the last 2 rounds, Titan has actually attempted to go B late in the round and just they have to call it off and swing back to A because of a late smoke. But getting that pick eliminates one of those smokes and eliminates, you know, an A stack for Fnatic.
Yeah, so you can see how these teams are kind of spread throughout. You have Maniac, who likes to work over here towards the apartments. Kenny S working inside of mid. You'll see Existence a lot of the times over here working towards the banana side. I have seen nothing as of yet. Pronax has moved back into the site. We'll go ahead. They still have not picked up the bomb. 35 seconds now. See what they end up deciding to do. The bomb is still back over there. They will pick it up now, and they'll head over here towards that B bomb site. It is smoked off currently. Maniac was trying to cause something to happen there. We'll switch over now to Flusha.
They're going to have to go through the smoke.
And there's going to be a flashbang. Going to be pushing through. And Yorick just spraying already. He was pre-firing as he crossed in. Here comes Olofmeister. Caused so much damage. And then we'll get that kill there onto that with that firebomb. As now it's going to be left up to this 3-on-2. As that nade blew up right there inside of the fountain.
Fnatic's just deciding to save it.
So JW and his teammate Pronax, they'll go ahead and fall back. They've got the AWP there in the hands of JW. We look at the economy right now. They will have enough to buy as of right now as well, too. Crims is the only player that's going to be low, but he'll have 5K to work with going into the next round anyway.
So even despite getting that early pick, Fnatic still managed to have that one smoke on Flusha at B until that like 35-second mark. So they're really putting an emphasis on being able to keep that B smoked and kind of funnel Titan towards A. And I mean, even like York just got that spray, that pre-fire spray as he's running, and he doesn't get that, and Flush is able to pick up just one, and that round can turn around so quick.
So now you can see how they've got their setup on the other side. You've got JW in the end only spends a grand, so he'll be fine going into the next one. He could probably end up buying his 2 teammates if they lose this round still. So they're off, trying to get a pick there inside of mid out of the start. And so that's going to allow, take a look there, that's going to be Kenny S, who now has position here. Let's switch back over to, I believe this is going to be Existence, who's just continuing to battle it out against these 2. And just kind of going back and forth. Even though the smoke is there, they're going to slow it down a little bit longer. So just a lot of individual battles that are happening across the map.
Yeah, and I mean, JW gets picked on Eric, but Existence isn't trying to necessarily get a kill, but he wants to create a present, cause him to use those smokes as early as possible so that they can't have that save till the very end of the map. And by making him use it, he keeps options open for his team.
JW is catching on fire. He's taken out 2 players thus far. They're going to be heading up here inside of mid. Just on the other side, they will challenge against Pronax and JW. As Flusho, he'll fall there as they're going to wrap around, switch back over to Olofmeister, who's rotated. He's left Crims by himself over there towards that site, switching back to JW as he takes out Kenny S on the entry. We're back on board now. See if we get another pick there. 2 players left alive. That's Pronex who picks up 1. Now it's going to be left up here to Existence. 20 seconds left here in the round. Bomb is dropped over there by the truck side. So we'll see. JW still just watching the angles. And Pronex will pick up that kill there at the end. 5-4 now in favor of Fnatic. And they only lose 1 player in that round.
Right, and what a round by JW. Just that off, just getting so many picks no matter where Titan wanted to go. He was there to just grab one and kind of stop him cold.
Yeah, working just a bunch of different angles. We'll see what he does with this round. This is a save coming in here for Titan. So we'll stay with JW this time. JW taking a pick inside of mid. And he has spotted 1. He's trying to figure out whether or not they were going to push him and try to take that AWP from him. But so now it just looks like we've seen before. Got to spread throughout the map before they decide to execute.
Once again, getting Hall's control at A.
Back over here with JW, who's watching over there towards the boiler. That was York, who's just causing some noise over there, drawing attention to the boiler area. Now Flush is going to be right there. JW also taking a peek there. And they have not decided to challenge. Now they will start to push up there against JW. JW is going to fall. Now we're back over here now with Pronex as Flusha was taken out over there towards the CT arch side. But Pronex picking up 2 nade kills as Flusha caused a lot of damage. So he picks up his 3rd. His teammates are going to rotate now. Existence just around the corner. Existence will fall back over now with Pronex. And York will get dropped there by Olofmeister. So 6-4 now is the score in favor of Fnatic.
Such strong play by Pronex in that pit. Just that nade with the double kill, but 2 teammates getting picked off, and he manages to just anchor that bomb site and make sure it doesn't stems the bleeding a little bit.
You know, sometimes you just need your teammates to do enough damage to help you out.
Especially on the save rounds where armor is not available. It's not a luxury.
Good point.
It's a luxury they didn't have.
Yeah, so that's where that nade is going to be so much more effective there at the end too. So we will see an op there in the hands.
Aggressive down mid, flushes at bench.
Wow, so now we're going to see the push up now. The Flush is going to even push even further in Existence. His backside is open. He's going to get taken down. That's going to cause a lot of mental frustration for a player like Existence, wondering why that opening was there or why he didn't hear that call out. And so now they've got, they're going to have to force Maniac to kind of clear out this area. But they have some really great map control. You can see how they're just smoking up this area. And Maniac, yeah, this is a tough situation to be in. So now York, he has to watch so many different angles. Kenny S has his teammate to give him the cover. But really, that's where things are going to happen. Olofmeister boosted up inside of the site there to get that quick pick there. And so they're still just slowing them down. Maniac is just stuck into a very tough spot, but he will push out and takes out Flusha. 30 seconds left here in the round. And Maniac will finally fall to Pronex, and it wasn't because of the 2 players that were over there before. So Pronex out inside of mid. 20 seconds left here in the round. He's now made some noise here. 14 seconds, they know where he's at. They at least have a general vicinity of where York can be if they want to chase. So now you can see Pronex is going to start to chase. Crim's going to be there as well. Olofmeister's hanging back just a little bit. So they're going to push. They spotted the feet there. Olofmeister will pick up that AWP. They are chasing after this kill, and York will drop Crims. And so we'll look and see if that impacted them at all. Of course, JW and Olofmeister are doing very well in terms of economy.
Yep. And they, that same push down pistol round, Titan found the weakness. They countered it perfectly by hitting Halls so quick. But with Flusha getting down mid and living and being able to watch that middle, the entire middle portion of the map, it allowed 2 Fnatic players to stay in the bomb site at A and in the pit, so that weakness in Halls wasn't open to him.
JW changes his position. Now he's got this off. He has his teammate there with him. That's going to be Crims. Back over to the AWP from from JW. Back over now with Crims as Yurik. He did pick up one at least. Now they have two weapons to work with here. Yurik has the AK and Maniac with the M4, and they're down to this 2-on-3. He hasn't been able to pick the bomb up yet. Now he has. And he'll get dropped through the smoke there by Olofmeister. And Olofmeister is going to continue. He's going to battle it out there, but Maniac has a little bit better of a perspective in that situation. Picks up another one, and now it's down to a one-on-one. 50 seconds left here in the round. Still a lot of time here, but the difference is the bomb is still down. Now, Flusha can make the assumption that the bomb has been picked up at this point because he has been so far away from the action. So if they play this mind game, if Flusha doesn't push up, he will not know that the bomb is over there.
Yeah, and Maniac playing this so passive with 10 HP. He's hoping that he's just able to catch him off guard, maybe trying to push Banana. But even if Flusha were to start pushing and see the bomb on the ground with this much time left, there's no reason for him to push down Banana. He's just going to stay B and wait for the plant.
So he's down working through here. So now Flusha, he did not go for the plant there, and this is going to be another exercise for him to get the bomb down. He will get taken out, though. And so Flusha picking up the round there at the end. He's going to go look for, he got caught on the barrels, trying to find that op. There it is.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure I agree with how Maniac played that. I think getting the bomb quicker gives you way more options. You know, he let the bomb or the time run down so quick that he was pretty much forced to go to B.
I can agree with you on that fact, but the probably more so the reality of what happened there. Whenever Maniac had gotten that kill, he was further down Banana. He was further around in this area right here. His teammate had already lost the bomb way up here, so he didn't know that that last player
he
that was
doesn't have the information that we have.
Yeah, he didn't understand that Flusha didn't see the bomb either. So he probably put it into his back of his head that Flusha probably knows where the bomb is. He needs to worry about the angles, those types of things. So and also, when you're low on health, that becomes a big factor as well. So it's not always just about what the one player knows about both of them. So now we'll see how they kind of set up. Get used to seeing Crims in this position. We've seen him throughout the whole first half here. He's usually grouped up with a teammate, and that's going to be Olofmeister will be on a rotate there for him.
And he's got a smoke and a molly, so he's got like 25-30 seconds of being able to delay them when they show up.
That's what I love about Counter-Strike, the additional meta game that's involved. That a smoke grenade and a fire grenade have other purposes. They're time wasters.
And Titan in the past, when they've gotten this smoked out this early, have gone back to A, but it looks like they're just going to decide to run through that smoke.
They do have one player that's kind of lurking about. They will run through now, as you've got Crims in the back. And there has been a rotate happen pretty quickly here on the other side. So Flusha and Crims, they're going to cause so much damage now. It's going to be down to this 3-on-4. They have trying to push into the side. There's going to be Olofmeister. Olofmeister up on top of the spools. But Maniac, I don't know what's going on with him. He finally finds a lurk. And now it's going to be left up to him, down to 15 seconds. That's a long way to go, and he's been caught into this type of situation multiple times. He's just going to run all out and hope that he can make something happen, but this is going to be so difficult for him. And then, I guess luckily for one of his teammates said, hey, don't do it. You don't have time. It's just not going to happen. So he saves this AK. But, man, he's been the LMS quite a bit in really tough situations because, again, they're taking so much time to execute a strategy. Now, is that on Fnatic's side for delaying them and using these smokes, or is that on Fnatic's, or apologies, or is that on Titan's side in not really trying to push through?
I mean, Titan's giving them the time to, they're not, if they can pressure B, like I said, and just force them to use that smoke. So you're either going to get like a one-on-one fight or force them to use the smoke earlier. But part of it is just Fnatic being so confident in taking that one-on-one fight that they can save those smokes and those mollies, and so much money to refresh the mollies every round. But just like, earlier we saw Titan keep rotating back to A and force into an A execution with only like 25-30 seconds left. And that time they just decided to go through the smoke, and you saw what happens when they got to run through smoke and mollies and flashbangs.
And Maniac picking up the headshot there on the JW inside of the apartments. Rotating is going to be Pronex. Pronex has another angle, and he knows that there was a player there as he picks up the op, tosses it back, and that just kind of gets handed down the line to Kenny S. And so Maniac will get taken out there by Olofmeister. And Krims playing it smart. He's going to go ahead and smoke it off. At this point in time, there's enough time for them to rotate from the A side towards the B, so he's going to smoke off this area. 38 seconds. Now he has a teammate that's rotating. That's going to be Olofmeister. He's going to be on his way. Here comes the nades. Here comes the flashes. And he tosses out that firebomb right at the end. I don't know if it made it through or not, as it is causing some damage there. And so Krims, he's going to back up. They smoked off over there towards the garden side over by Spools. Flush is going to be coming in. He's picked up one at least. And so now they're trying to get the bomb down on the other side there, and Apex will fall. They will get the bomb planted, so in the end, it's still a successful round for the next one to come in. But it could have been far worse there for Fnatic. But they hold down what they need to pick up the round. So now 10-4 in favor of Fnatic.
Yeah, and you just see this economy. You know, Titan not having won a round in so long. That's what's helping delay this so much. Is look at all these mollies they're buying. You know, they have smokes, mollies, four different firebombs, and it's just so much extra time just added on to being able to run down the clock. And even if they execute into it, they're just Titan's executing into fire everywhere. So it's just added damage, added worry, and just so effective on this defensive side of Inferno.
So again, this map was the remaining map here on this best of three. If you're just now tuning in, the first map went to Titan 16-13. Second map went to Fnatic 16-12 there on Nuke. So right now at the same time, the matchup between Cloud9 and Virtus Pro is happening. That's happening on the twitch.tv/ESEA_blue. And whoever wins that one will face off against the winner of this one in the winners finals. So back in now.
Kenny.
Olofmeister has his op here, and he gets the pick there onto existence. So Flusha inside of the site. Olofmeister trying to provide some support for them, but that opens up the area over there towards the CT Arch side. And he's going to get taken down by Kenny S. Now they're going to be wrapping on. This is going to be a lot of pressure here on Flusha to delay as long as possible for his team. He picks up one. And he's going to be picking back out. There goes Kenny S. Over the top. Now it's going to be Flusha right here battling this one-on-one. Now it's back around to Yorick. Yorick is going to fall to Krims, and he stayed alive long enough for Krims to rotate. And so the first half score is going to be 11-4 in favor of Fnatic.
Yeah, what a play by Flusha. You know, and Kenny S gave him the opening again. You know, like we said, Titans finding these openings, and sometimes they just can't convert, and it's because of these individual plays of Fnatic. You know, in these bomb sites, they're so smart in how they're positioned in their defensive side that even at such a disadvantage of a 1-on-3 in that bomb site, Flusha manages to grab two.
So 11-4. What are some of the things that we can kind of take, you know, what we've learned from these previous two maps that we can kind of see from this second, or from this last map with having Titan on the CT side now?
Well, you're going to see Kenny S with his op, obviously. You know, we saw how much impact he had, you know, on Cash and even on Nuke. You know, you have to get that op for him. But the one thing that Titan struggled with is Fnatic's change of paces in the first two maps have caused them so many issues. You know, that fast-paced aggression has been so effective from Fnatic. And on Nuke, we saw them being slow and trying to be calculated. And then all of a sudden, when they really needed the rounds, they just turned it on and sped the pace up and just won out the rounds on their terrorist half. And it catches Titan so off guard. And, you know, even on Cash, their aggression got them so many rounds, and then they slowed it down and they started losing some. So I'm not saying you're going to see it outside right off the bat, but Pronex has such a good read of when to really engage his team into those fast-paced, hyper-aggressive tactics.
All right, so we're starting off on the second half. Fnatic 11, Titan 4. This is the third and final map of this best of three. So the pistol round. We've got Titan on the CT side now. See how they can kick off this round in the CT or in the pistol on the first half. It was very unique. We saw a push-up, very aggressive attack there by Fnatic inside of mid, and Titan pushed around through the apartments to get the bomb planted, but Fnatic ended up winning that one in the end. So now we've got them pushing over there. Krim's opening, getting that first kill there into Apex.
Yeah, and Pronax just causing a great distraction, you know, really teasing Apex, letting him take that fight with him. There he has the advantage, and Krim's just lurking through that underground tunnel and just getting the pick.
Smoke a little bit off of the mark right there. And so that smoke is going to come out. York is also blind as well, so he's not able to provide that support for his teammate. And so he has a lot of players to worry about. They're going to push into that site. Fnatic has an opening, and they will try to get that bomb down. It will get planted inside of the B-bomb site. Down to a 3-on-2. Kenny S does have this CZ. Maniac right there with his 5-7 as well. And right there, they took a chance there. You can look at it. Kenny S, he bought a CZ. Or I apologize. Kenny S bought body armor. And Kenny S, his teammate bought a CZ for him. I
dropped it to him.
Yep,
Just made him into a tank a little bit.
And then Maniac had the same type of situation with that 5-7.
Well, the real issue is just some Titan players just getting teased by Fnatic. You know, Pronax in middle just causing that distraction for Krims to pop up and get a pick onto Apex. And then Existence also finding a crack in the smoke and really trying to get kind of a cheesy kill by being able to spot the legs and fire where he believes the head to be. What a great pop flash by Fnatic just catches him with his pants down in the wide open.
JW just spotting out. He's already pushed all the way around through the CT side. Now he's going to fall back. He knows that they're over here, but look out. There is one player lurking about here inside of the A area. And they're going to be wrapping around. He's still kind of checking his positions there. They're already rotating, though. So Apex, he's going to be coming around through the apartments right now. Olafmeister drops down into the pit area. So again, we'll go back to Apex here. I don't know if Apex position's been figured out, and that will be Olafmeister right there. Another player's going to be coming around through the apartments right now. And Existence says, you know what, we're going to save the pistols that we have. Or at least Existence will, since he's low on health. York's probably going to try to do the same now.
And really, that little rush by JW through B looked a little bit silly, looked a little bit like, what's this guy doing? But it got so much information. You know, he knew there was one in the B bomb site, saw one spawn, sees one in construction, calls out that B stack, and it just lets Fnatic just hit that A bomb site with impunity.
Word of the day?
Yeah, I liked that.
That was good.
It felt good.
Nice.
Thanks.
13-4 now. So you've got Olafmeister still has that P90. Looking on the other side, of course, you have 2 CZs and 3 P250s. Take a look at the setup. Same setup as we saw before.
Yeah, and it's almost surprising that they're not doing any armor buy, you know, with this many rounds that they've got to start digging themselves out of this hole. You know, any other team, I think you would see either a full save on the second and a buy third round, or, you know, the armor and pistol buys on the second round. But Titan just electing to let him have advantage to 14 rounds.
So Apex staying up here inside of the apartments. Kenny S will trade with it. Trying to make it look like there's only 2 players here in this area. Apex will be on a quick rotate now. Pronax just on the other side. He's going to he stays alive just a little bit longer. Down to the 3-on-2. There is a rotate happening there by Apex. Bomb has not made it into the site as of yet. He's actually being chased down. That was Olafmeister who picked up the bomb, but he will take out Apex and win the round there. 14-4. 2 rounds away here for Fnatic.
And Titan's got to go on a big run. They have no rounds to work with.
We'll see if JW in the battle against Kenny S, which op will reign supreme here.
I'm going to put my money on Kenny S in this first op round. That's who I want to follow.
So we've got 3 players over here. See if Kenny S can get himself into the position that he wants to be in here. So they're giving up over there towards Banana right now in terms of Fnatic. There's that boost.
Kenny's looking for it.
And Kenny S picks off JW.
Really well done by him. Great awareness.
You've been gambling on CSGO Lounge lately? All right, so now we've got Existence. He's going to fall back from Banana. Slowing them down still. You can see that they're pushing through. They're going to play pretty aggressive. Now they're going to fall back. There was 2 smokes. That drew in this early in the round, drew both of those smokes away from them.
Yeah, but they wanted to hit that B bomb site. You could tell they wanted that, and the smokes just came out just in time.
Olaf Meister getting that CTR just been taken out. So they're going to rotate. Apex. He's going to be there with his teammate Maniac. Apex picking up one, another one in there inside of the site. So now it's 14-5.
And that double pit setup can be so effective, but what was so great was Olaf Meister understanding that how much aggression they put on that Banana was going to cause that one extra Rat player, Kenny S, to rotate towards B in case they just hit through those smokes. So he actually got aggressive up mid and found that space to cut off the rotation back because he knew Kenny S was out of position. Just such good game sets from all the Fnatic players are so good at that, so good at finding a gap in the defense, finding where they can make plays and just executing it perfectly.
Kenny S push quickly there into the apartments to get this alt mid pick, see if he can make something happen. But really, the action's happening over here towards the B side. And they pushed up and they forced Existence out of a position here. And so now they hold this further apart, the more of a CT side on Banana. One of the big differences that we see between what was happening between Titan and Fnatic on the other side, where whenever Fnatic was playing on the CT side, they were playing a little bit further up. This wasn't the main entrance right there, and that kind of takes away from it, allowing Fnatic to kind of use what they need. So now they're still kind of taking their time, though. Another smoke coming in here.
Right, and this smoke is averaging about 10 seconds earlier than Fnatic's last smoke at the same bomb site. So, you know, Fnatic, unlike Titan, has been putting that early pressure onto that Banana to force them to use that smoke or take a fight.
Still have another player that is sitting over there in that quick rotate position. And he's actually going to come back over here now. Trying to check the spots there. He has one that he spawned. He's going to fall back. Apex is right there with his teammate. And that is Yorick, who's inside the site. He's going to be right there. Picks up one. His second one has come through. They will get the bomb planted. And Flusha taking out Apex there. Yorick is inside kind of odd position now. He got Olaf Meister. Olaf Meister fading away with the AK. They will pick up that kill, so 14-6 now is the score.
What a nice retake. Yorick just kind of playing that so smart, just staying alive until he could, find advantageous fights. And they, Fnatic didn't clear the entire bomb site, so he was able to pick up 2 kills when they'd already been planning.
So it's a tough one, not an impossible one. They're down at 14-4 at one point. So now they're going to work their way back here against Fnatic. Fnatic will be saving again, or they'll be saving here with CZs. So we'll see. Watch the cross here. We've got Kenny S, who's pushed up here. They're going to be heading over here towards the A side, and they only have 2 players to hold this area down. And so far, now it's going to be Maniac trying to hold this area by himself. But so far, he's been pretty successful. His teammates have almost got on their rotate now. The bomb will get planted there in that default position. And so now you can see Prodax getting naded there by Existence. Flusha inside of the site. And he peeks out, just trying to get some weapons away from them. They will win this round here. And so 14-7 now.
But keeping that money on Titan, pretty low, which is great because, 1 round win if they keep getting like 3 kills a round, 1 round win, and Titan's going to be forced on an awkward bye for that match point.
All right, so we're looking on the other side. See what JW ends up deciding to go with. He's got himself an AK. They have right now Setting up the smokes and flashes. Going to be heading up there towards that area. And, you have Kenny S. that's going to fall back. He has his 2 teammates to help out there. So they do have 3 players that have pushed over here towards Banana. So now you're going to have York who's going to regroup with his teammates over there inside of the A bomb site.
And Fnatic, they're going to try and get some map control here at Halls. They have 3 people over there throwing nades and spamming and really making sure that they can push Titan out of this portion of the map and get a better hold on that brackets area at the top of mid. And Titan's just kind of, not necessarily letting it happen, but they're all playing so much farther back. Their defense in that A bomb site is so passive, with 1 on Graveyard and 1 in Balcony. They're just looking to get Crossfire set up in all the different alleys and all the different choke points into this bomb site.
Yeah, taking a look at the setup there. Let's switch back over here to Existence, though. He spotted him. Now he's going to slow it down. Now he's going to make that call out. 30 seconds left here in the round. They have not pushed through. Here comes the smokes and flashes over the top. The Existence just sprang away. Flusha was trying to push right through there, and that's going to force him out of position there. That's going to be a smoke right there on the entrance. He's going to go ahead and get that bomb planted down to this 3-on-4. Existence narrowing that down to 2. So you've got Kenny S, who's right there. Crims, he's going to fall to Kenny S. Now Pronax is going to get flanked there by Apex, and now 14-8. No.
Well, they're getting the bomb down, so they're going to be able to buy again. So this is a lot of buy rounds they have coming up, especially with that money bonus coming in. But Titan's defense looks really strong right now. And Fnatic actually choosing not to, for a couple rounds there, they really were letting JW get that off and really try and battle Kenny S, and they've kind of shied away from that a little bit. But you gotta think that we're just waiting for when Fnatic is going to throw that switch.
Look at this.
Speed things back up.
So there you go. You have that early nade there from Maniac. So now we can see that they have had the chance to get over there towards that area. Now you've got Apex. He's going to fall. Now Maniac is in a really, really tough spot. They will clear out over there inside of mid, so be on the lookout for Kenny S, who's going to be lurking about there inside of mid. Maniac has taken out 1. His teammates have started to rotate over there. Kenny S now dropping Olafmeister down to this 2-on-3. Bombs planted inside of the site. So you've got Flusha watching this backside, but look out for Kenny S. And so they're still kind of working it back in here. The flashbang out. Trying to blind him out there. They know that he's inside of the pit, so that's going to allow him to kind of work out there. Kenny S spotted him there. Still going to try to go ahead and he's going to stick this to Fuse. He doesn't really have the cover there, and so he'll take out 1, picks up the other kill, but in the end, the round still goes to Titan. But there's something to that, though.
Yeah, and I wonder if maybe there was just some miscommunications or didn't hear it in the action where that bomb was getting planted in. But I was saying, when are they going to flip that switch? And Titan has been pushing 3 people into the Banana early every round to make sure they get that control and they're able to look down Banana safely. And Fnatic just upping that and realizing if they hit A fast, there's only 2 people there. And they actually take the bomb site, but another great retake by Titan. Even though losing all 5 players is going to be real tough and start, at some point this is going to affect Kenny S and how he wants to play with his op.
So we've seen the same type of setup every single round so far, where you'll have Maniac, he tosses out the early smoke, then you have another player to help out. And again, the reason why you do this, and as we watch Counter-Strike, is you'll have 1 player toss out that smoke, so that way the other 3 players that were over there towards the B bomb site, they don't have to waste theirs, and so that way you can have that continuous chain as needed. Really, we'll go ahead and focus though here on this round as they're going to be heading over here towards this A bomb site. And so you have Apex right there inside of Graveyard. He has his teammate right there with him, though, to help him out. That's going to be Maniac. Maniac just right inside the site. There is 1 player to worry about, though. That's Kenny S, who's inside of the site right now. But they know exactly where he's at, or at least they know he's inside of the site right now. And Existence, where are you? That's what Kenny S is asking. But, hey, he can do it himself right now as Kenny S has picked up that one there. And now Existence will join into the action. So 14-10 now. Coming all the way back. That is so many rounds in a row.
Yeah, and just Kenny S, even just staying alive, you know, 2 amazing frags that one on Flusha especially, but staying alive, giving Existence the time to rotate from B is so important and so big. And now Fnatic's just keep buying though, because they feel like they have the economy pressure on Titan. They know as soon as they win a round and they start to break that economy, it's going to be really tough for them. But Titan's retakes have been so spot on.
Big fan of how they've been setting up. You can see if we kind of break down the round, well, we won't even have the chance to really, as there will be another smoke though. We can really dissect what Titan is doing on the defensive level now. And so Existence has gotten caught into a wrong position there. Another kill happens there. That's kind of going to spread them a little bit more thin. That's going to keep Maniac over in this area, but they need to have them over there towards that B bomb site. And they're going to go ahead and fall back, but look out. You've got Maniac who's pushed up there. They will get that pick there. You have Maniac that could make this call out saying that they are rotating right now. As he spotted one, takes down another. He looks for it, picks up the third one, and he's being chased right now. And he's going to drop down JW down to 40 health. They're going to be rotating now. JW going to fall right into the hands of Yorick and says, thank you, 14-11. So Maniac coming up big there at the end, picking up those 3 kills.
So massive. I mean, that was the right call by Fnatic. They read that situation perfectly, that just, you know, him pushing halls and taking control of that portion of the map just allows him to have this crazy angle that no one checked.
Yeah, you thought that Titan their backs were up against the wall, but Maniac was right there to keep them in this one, at least make sure that they're not getting knocked out just yet. So now we see from Olofmeister, he's got himself a sawed off. He's done with Maniac. He doesn't want any more to deal with him, so now we'll see what he can do.
He's got that Kraken skin. That's my favorite skin in the game.
Yeah, I traded it from your account to mine, so you don't have it anymore.
Good, good. That is interesting that him buying a shot like.
I'm still trying to.
Maybe the money, but why wouldn't you just buy a CZ?
Yeah, good point.
And he's even entry frag. He's leading the charge with his shotgun.
Well, now they know, and they know how to better approach this situation. You can see that they're starting to fall back a little bit. He does have an AK now. Still haven't pushed up just yet. Fnatic was a 1-for-1, so we've got 3 players heading up here. Now they have. This is Flusha who's over here. Gonna toss a smoke and flash. Try to draw the fake. See how well he can sell this one.
They're selling it really well. Yorick's even rotated out. He's on the wrap side.
They're gonna be pushing inside of the site, holding it in there. That's gonna be Maniac. Maniac, he's just been such a big person here. The big pivotal moment, getting those necessary kills here. And so he spots another one. He gets that third one again. Now it's going to be down to this 3-on-1. 1 player inside of the apartments. That's going to be Flusha. But Flusha trying to narrow it down, and he tries to jump out. And so now they'll go ahead and get this defused. But again, Maniac just holding it down. Even though his team, like I mentioned, I was worried in terms for Titan as York rotated. Or started to rotate and basically left Maniac by himself, but when you can rely on a teammate like that.
Yeah, that's 2 rounds in a row he's came up so huge for them. He's just massive, and that fake was sold so well, and it just comes down to these individual plays sometimes, and Maniac just coming up with just massive performances for his team.
Same smoke, looks like deja vu all over again.
And I really think these quick A hits for Fnatic, you know, they got into the bomb site and they lost the round that they did it, but that's what I think is going to be the key to winning them this map. If they turn up that aggression on that A bomb site early, while Titan has 3 people in B, it's just such a vulnerability to do it every single round.
Yeah, so something to this. So I'll mention this right now. So off the start, you can see that this smoke kind of bloomed there in the beginning of the round. But one of the things that's happening too is Apex is challenging here inside of mid. He is watching instantly once he gets there. And so he sees that anybody that tries to rush straight up mid, now alt mid, he can kind of make that call there and how long it takes for him to rotate. So that smoke comes from over here, he hits the smoke, and then after that, Maniac is on that long rotate to get over there inside of pit. But in the end, it's worked out for them quite a bit. So maybe just that little bit of insight from Apex might be the reason why they can feel comfortable about doing it every round. But I agree that that's where the vulnerability lies. It still does lie in the A-bomb side. There's no question about that. But there might be the reason why it's not a doorway, but a window more so than anything else, in my opinion.
Okay.
So here comes the flashes and nades here. Get Maniac up on top. Kenny S over there already there to help. And so Maniac is going to fall back. Found his secondary position here. So the bomb is going to get planted. Down to a 3-on-2 now. Maniac still just going to town here inside of pit. Too many angles to worry about with having Maniac still inside of that pit. And Maniac will pick up another one. Olaf Meister, the last man standing here. And Maniac again.
Another triple kill.
How many can you get?
That's 3 rounds in a row now.
We'll take a look here. Checking Maniac.
That's really 3 rounds where Fnatic has given themselves the advantage. Some great entry kills, and Maniac just keeps pulling Titan from the brink of defeat and just turning these rounds around right at the end.
Yeah, we're just watching here at how we got to this point. So there's your 3K. Something that's happening here.
He's just propelled himself to the top of the scoreboard as well for his team. 9 kills in the last 3 rounds.
So now we're going to see. This is what we had asked for. This is what you should do. They're going to challenge him, though. Firebomb. He's going to go ahead and push out there, and he throws out his weapon instead of just switching. Now, Maniac has been that player. Can he continue to be that player? He does take down the bomb carrier, but now it's going to be down to this 3-on-3. Pronax low on health. Flusha is going to go ahead and get that bomb planted. And now, without Maniac inside of pit, they've decided to find cover over there. Smokes are coming out later in the round here for Fnatic on a defensive approach. So now you've got Kenny S. He spotted and wondering why that didn't connect. Now they're going to go ahead and push inside the site completely with flashbang. Uric, he has got caught in the back now. As now it's left up to Crims, down to this 2-on-1. He's in the back over here, just kind of trying to stay alive there, and he does take out that one, and Existence will not have this defuse, and so 15-13. Game point now for Fnatic. Game and match point for Fnatic.
And what a sigh of relief for those guys, struggling so much since they won those. I think it was just the first 3 rounds, that pistol and the saves, and just really having a tough time finding that breakthrough round. And there it is. It's that aggression on A. They found the vulnerability. That they picked the guy off Rap side, and then Maniac wasn't able to pull his magic out for the 4th round in a row, and Fnatic has a great defense on the retake.
So they're going to do it again, though. They're not going to stop with that same defensive setup. Still have 3 players over there. Olaf Meister going to push. He's got a P90 to work with to be this entry. So Olaf Meister has used a variety of weapons in this on this map. So we've got Olaf Meister just on the other side here. And Maniac will take him out. He continues to be aggressive there. And so JW punishing him for that.
And now Titan, instead of just stacking a bomb site, they don't have, Kenny doesn't have his op, so I think he can't really cut off any angles as efficiently. And they're just set up in like this 2 mans at each site. But Yorick is not playing with his teammate. He's solo at mid right now, and he has it smoked off. And it looks like the Fnatic's going to be heading over towards B with maybe 1 lurker in the A halls.
They'll probably keep Apex over here for long enough. But they will pick up that kill. Here comes the smoke now. And Kenny S with a spray down. Switching back over here to Existence. It's left up to Flusha now. And so they're shutting this area down now. And Existence. Now it's 15-14.
And both teams' defense on this map has been just so strong. So hard for these teams to find any gaps in it. And it all comes down to being able to run that clock down. Just like Fnatic, Existence had a smoke left with about 35 seconds left, forces them to execute into an uncomfortable situation where they're running through a smoke.
All right, so now you can see how they've kind of worked their weapons there. They've got the ones that they need. Same exact setup. The only difference, the change, what they've done here, instead of having Apex over there inside of A by himself, they have Maniac now. Maniac, look at this. He's playing very, very, very aggressive. He's got himself all the way up inside of the bedroom. Olafmeister's going to cause some action over there, but let's go ahead and fall back over here. They're going to be pushing up. This is that CZ, the last round that they can do here. And so there's one kill happening. There's going to come into the spray here. The CZ is out, and that's going to finish it there. So that's going to send us into, what do you know, an overtime here, 15-15 between Fnatic and Titan.
I've had a lot of really good Counter-Strike so far today, and even last night, you go to that triple overtime match on Inferno.
It's because of you, man.
Just inspiring.
In a good way, not a bad way. Now,
presence.
if it's like 6 in the morning and we're still casting, it's in a bad way. But for right now, I can handle this this overtime right now.
Yeah, this is wonderful, especially because it's, you know,
between these two top teams.
Yeah, two of the best teams in the world.
So we have it. So let's kind of talk about some of the setups here, which you, in terms of Titans, that they're going to be back on the CT side. In the initial, they have a player that's going to toss out that smoke, which is going to bloom over here in this region every time at the start of the round. So then they'll send the rest 3, and those guys are going to throw mollies and bank off, and they're going to molly off this area, which allows them to kind of have a lot of presence over here in this area, which, again, we'll have 3 players over here in this area. One of the differences that they had in the beginning, Apex was watching inside of mid for the first part of that second half. And then after a while, they ended up having Maniac, who would push up and get into the apartments here. And then that'll allow whichever player was throwing the smoke to get back into position. So there still is that gap. There still is that hole inside of the A area. And then later on in the round, they'll start to rotate back in.
Yeah, I'm really interested. If Fnatic's going to get JW his AWP with the start money, and they're not. They're actually going to leave him with that AK. And I guess they're not wanting to take that battle against Kenny S, the battle of the snipers.
All right, so now we'll hop on board here with Kenny S. Same setup. Apex has already thrown his smoke out. We'll switch back over here to there. And they will be heading over there towards that A side right now. Maniac is pushed up. Checking out the textures on the floor.
Here they are with that aggressive mid.
And they're going to go ahead and push through. Maniac is going to be on a great flank if possible here. Apex right there to hold it down. Now they're going to be continuing to push in there. There has been a rotate that's happened. They're all going to be coming in. But remember, Maniac is going to be over here inside the apartments over by Boiler now.
And they've got to know he's still alive. They've got to make a call that he's somewhere around.
So there he goes. JW is going to fall. He's going to push in, cause a lot of damage there to Crims. 2 players from Fnatic are low on health, but so are 2 players from Titan. And so Flusha, he's going to run away now and kind of regain position here inside of the apartments. So they're going to be pushing up one over there by truck side. Existence needs to worry about his backside there from Flusha. And so Flusha pushes back in. He's going to pick up another round. That's going to be left up to Kenny S. Kenny S trying to run as fast as possible. He's being chased down by 2 members from Fnatic, and Crims, he doesn't make it out alive, and neither does his teammate. And so Kenny S will hold on to this op, but Fnatic will pick up the first round here in the overtime. For those of you that don't know, it is max round 6, or you play 3 rounds on both sides, so MR3.
Yep, and what a monster play from Flusha in that retake. Just really strong defense by him, preventing any of the Titan players from coming in. And it was a situation where the Titan players were coming in through that lane on the by the porch, and Kenny S was just overcut by Moto trying to catch someone peeking, and no one gave him that opportunity to get a pick.
So there you have it. We've finally seen a change in the defense, and Kenny S missing that op shot. Now you've got 3 players inside of A. They're going to be pushing out. And Maniac caused a lot of damage there. There you have Apex that's going to be right there with him. So Apex inside of the site. He has another player to worry about, but there's going to be his teammate. That's going to be Kenny S. Out in the open, switches over to the USP. Kenny S now going to see if he can finish off the kill. Tapping away, doesn't connect. And Flusha with 3 health is staying alive for just a little bit longer now, and York will pick up the kill. 16-16, there's the op. And so he'll hand that back over to Kenny S for the next round. And so far, it's just been some great Counter-Strike to watch here at the ESEA Season 17 LAN Finals.
Flush is just playing like a monster right now. You look at Kenny S and Maniac both with 30 kills, and Flush is up at 34. Just playing so well at this point. Just, you know, his post-bomb plant situationals, his decision-making there, it's just so smart, so crisp.
Very passive play style out of the gates here for Fnatic. A little bit different than what we've seen. Kind of letting them use all of those smokes and fire and everything. So we'll switch over here now to Existence, who was pushed up to watch through the smoke. Olofmeister, though, does get that pick inside of the apartments. He pushed up in the apartments and took out, that was Apex.
He's found that pick from that vantage point a couple times in their terrace half, and it's got to be driving Maniac crazy because we've seen him push into halls into that bedroom area, and he hasn't been able to find anyone going there, and then he doesn't push, and Olaf gets that pick.
Apex make that Existence in a really tough spot. His teammates are going to take forever to rotate, and he challenges. He pushes out. Now you got Yurik, who's going to be coming around towards the backside. You have all 5 members that have moved here towards this bomb site. He only picks up 1 there, and he will get taken out by Flush's fire grenade there. Left up to Kenny S and Maniac. This was a much-needed round for Titan. Being on the CT side here in the overtime. And JW peeks out. And look at that, Crims peeks out as well. And they make it 17-16. Fnatic only need 2 rounds to win this one.
Right, and so, like, the way it's been going, that's so massive that they managed to get 2. Like, think about that. It took them so long to get their rounds on their terrace half. That even just that 1 gun round win to get to match point, and it took them basically the entire half after pissed around, and now they just won 2. So it seems like they've kind of figured out winning those 2 rounds at the very or that 1 round at the end of regulation. They kind of started to figure out how they want to attack this defense. And Titan, like they climbed out of a huge 14-3 hole in the second half. They've put themselves in another hole in the second half of overtime.
So right now we're here in our 3rd and final map. And I know that Cloud9 and Virtus Pro were going on. They're on a break right now on that twitch.tv/ESEA_blue. So they're going to be, I will not update you on the score. Even if I find out what it is, I will not update you on that unless you want to go see it. I know a lot of people like to watch video on demand and watch some of the replays from those games on their own time. It's kind of like watching sports at home, whether it's hockey or whether it's any other sport like basketball or so on and so forth.
You don't want to ruin those games.
You don't want to ruin those games for them. So out of respect for that, I will just update you live of what's happening here on this stream. But if you're still watching the stream and we get to our winners finals, I can't help you with that to tell you who won because it's right there on the screen for you. So
we're just waiting on Titan right now. I can see, just looking back over my shoulder, I see Existence looking down the line and kind of talking to his troops, kind of setting up their strategy, what they want to do, or just hyping them up. And they've got a tall order because that Fnatic defense looks so strong in the first half. Just as strong as Titans did, but Fnatic just found a way, and it's going to be up to Existence to kind of lead those guys into a winning strategy here in overtime.
Well, that's the thing about strategies like you saw from Titan on their CT setup, is over time you will start to find a hole if you continuously do the same thing over and over and over and over again. And then so Fnatic, they found that hole, and then they continued to expose it there in the that first half of the OT.
You know, they actually found a hole in that defense so early on, and if it wasn't for Maniac with those
good point.
Those 2 or 3 magical rounds
we
in a row,
wouldn't even be here right
now. There'd be nothing.
We wouldn't be at this point unless Maniac got us to this point. He had back-to-back triple kill rounds, multi-kill rounds.
3 in a row.
Yeah, three back-to-back rounds, which is, of course, impressive, but sometimes unheard of at times.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's Fnatic just having so much faith in what they're calling as a strategy. They kept, even with his amazing performances, they knew that was the biggest weakness on the map for Titan, and they kept going back at it, no matter how well he was performing.
All right. This is the same setup that we saw before as well. You have Olofmeister, that would be on the rotate. He's going to leave Crims at some point. That's typically what we see there. We see the crossover there. They've got the team effort on the other side. It's the same efforts all across the board, same thing. It's basically we've watched the same 15 rounds over and over and over again. You kind of really started to understand what these teams are doing here.
Existence actually got beat up a little bit in that exchange, or a lot of it in that exchange. So now it's going to be on his teammate. They're going to probably look for Kenny S to kind of try and find a pick for him with that ult.
Switch over to Kenny S now. Still kind of, now you've got a rotate happening here. And Kenny S missing that one. I don't know if he really had a shot there or not. Still taking their time. That's allowed them to rotate. They've got 4 players already here for Fnatic to lock this area down. Crims is going to go ahead and rotate now. JW just on the other side here. You could at least get one. They're going to go ahead and push in. They've wrapped through the smoke area, so JW is going to be ineffective here until he gets the high ground on these players, and that smoke goes away. And so now it was left up to Uric, and now they're at game point here.
Yeah, and you're right. They just got so delayed. It gave time for that rotate. Just such a heavy stack. And regardless, Apex this entire series has been some fantastic entries for his team, but just that overwhelming pressure from Fnatic on those quick rotates and aggressive peeking on those rotates just eventually just whittles them down, and they can't even get the bomb down.
We got the see what they decide to do here. Looking at it, Kenny S bought what he could since he bought that off in the beginning.
And Titan's keeping up the slow, measured pace that they have. You know, this calculated, existence over towards B, causing a distraction, trying to get some attention there, and just trying to draw out some smokes and flashes. And they're going to come back towards A, but mid's still smoked off.
Yeah, still 60 seconds here in the round. They've got 2 players from a Fnatic pushing up, trying to check angles.
The difference between these two teams, because we saw them both be so good at running the clock down and keeping B smoked off, but the difference has been Fnatic's been doing it with 2 players at B, while it took Titan 3 players at B at the beginning of the round to accomplish the same thing. And
so now you've got JW, who's picked up 2 so far. Now they're kind of closing things out. It's going to be left up to Existence, down to a 1-on-4, and that's going to do it. And so Fnatic, they will take it 19-16 here in overtime. So they'll take the best of 3. And so we'll see Fnatic, they'll move on into the winners finals. This is a double elimination bracket. We're not usually